Let me know if you're back in here. I'm probably going to have to put out another link because I, silly enough, told it not to continue my stream. Well, let's take a look here. Let's get the thumbnail set up. Well, I'm sorry for that. We'll give people a few minutes to join in. We do not want a private stream. We want a public stream. All right. Well, let's get this bad boy going. Let's get this link, if we can find the link here. All right. Well, that was eventful. Like I said, it wouldn't be a Sign Me Up Saturday without a good technical glitch. It's a shame that this is going to be split up into two videos, apparently, but that's kind of on me for setting it up to end when my stream ends. So, sign us up. Let's go put this link out on social media. Let's go put this bad boy out here. We'll wait for a couple people to join now. All right. Let's see. Stream dropped. Let's just do that. Yeah. You can join me for this. Stream dropped. Join us. Oh, well, I can't spell again. Here. Question mark. Or exclamation point. Geez, my goodness. I cannot speak at all today. Well, that's what happens. Let's just tweet this bad boy out. Give everybody a couple minutes here to jump back into it. Oh, boy. What a day. It's just one of those days. I mean, let's just go back over to the big cam. Going to the big cam. Cool little stinger here. Give everybody a couple minutes to join. We're going to go tweet this out on our other accounts here as well. Get as many people to join up in the fun. Let's just go get this bad boy done. That was probably the worst possible time for that to happen. So, give everybody a couple minutes here. Join back in, having a good time. Hopefully we don't have another drop like that. And actually, while we're doing this, in case we do, let me make sure that I turn this off so it doesn't. Oh, can I not do it once the stream has started? Well, it looks like I might not be able to, which is a dang shame. But again, we do it on the fly here. Let's make sure all of our settings are right as well. Sweet. Okay, all right. So, let us know as people join the chat here. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to, people can watch a replay of this. Man, that took the wind out of our sails. I'll tell you what. Well, let's see. So, what I was saying before we unfortunately dropped there was, as you may have noticed, and we're going to switch back over here. I don't know how long I was frozen for, but we're going to come into this bad boy. But yeah, we have, since the XFL's been on a bit of a hiatus, we've started branching out, talking about things like the CFL, the Fan-Controlled Football League, the Spring League, clearly, and we're going to talk about them a little bit later here. And you may have noticed, we did make quick shortcuts for all of these different sections. So, if you want to get to CFL news, sign you up, FCF news, TSL, that's how you can do it. You can also get there directly by going to CFLnewsroom.com, TSLnewsroom.com, FCFnewsroom.com, and of course, XFLnewsroom.com. But it gets a little bit confusing. Some people have said, why don't you rebrand? Well, I don't want to rebrand. I really like the XFL Newsroom moniker, and it's kind of our baby. It's the one that we started with since the beginning. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It looks like, yeah, my mic's picking up here. So what we're going to do is, let's just jump into the video. So, oh my goodness. Well, we're going to watch the intro too. Well, you can definitely tell it's our first stream back here, guys. I mean, I guess we needed an intro for this part 2, so why not? Why not? There you go. So you get an extra intro in there. Each one gets its intro. Let's just make sure, okay, all right, this is good. This is right. I mean, since we did have to restart. So I'm just going to shut up. We're going to run right. I muted myself earlier. We're going to run right into this. So enjoy. That's right, everybody. Pro Football Newsroom. So, starting today, you can go to profootballnewsroom.com. It's going to take you right to the same homepage. It's the same website, but we're going to start transitioning throughout the year to really kind of hone things in, bring things a little bit tighter here. But hopefully you guys like the new logo. Hopefully you like the new intro. I mean, this would have been so much more hype had the stream not froze the first time around. But here we are. Second time is a charm in certain instances, and this is one of those times. So, Pro Football Newsroom, what does that mean? It doesn't really mean much. The biggest thing that it could result to is the possibility that we might start covering some NFL games in the future. I don't envision that we'll do it with the season. We might start off with the playoffs. Maybe do it with the Super Bowl. I don't know, but it at least opens the door there. And it allows us to expand, right? I am an XFL fan through and through, but in a situation where, the XFL is on the sidelines for 2021, clearly, and even their season for 2022 is on hold due to the talks with the CFL. And as we mentioned earlier, I mean, it's becoming harder and harder for me to feasibly see them on the field in at least February of 2022. That might change. It might go a little bit later, but I think we'll see the XFL back in 2023. And, I mean, we're going to still be covering the XFL just like we always do. We are the number one source in XFL news. We're the most followed XFL news source on the internet. So, I mean, clearly that's not going away. But something you might not know. So we kind of talked about the different things that you could use on our website to get around. The one thing I am conscious of is I don't want to annoy people that are maybe only strictly XFL fans by posting CFL news, Spring League news, FCF news on the XFL newsroom handle, right? So as you may have seen right here, we have handles for each, right? So we have at XFL Newsroom, at CFL Newsroom, at TSL Newsroom, and at PF Newsroom as well. Now, the great thing about at PF Newsroom is this is going to be a catch-all spot, right? So if you want to see, and actually let's just retweet that bad boy out now that we can kind of do it on stream at least. As you can see, as you go through the feed, it's a mix. We have the Spring League. We have, the XFL. We have some CFL mixed in here as well. This is going to be a catch-all where you can get all the articles from profootballnewsroom.com. And, I mean, we're going to expand. We're having fun. It's more of a soft launch. We're just having a good time. But let us know your feedback. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are your comments? More importantly, what are your concerns? Let us know in the chat. Hey, even hit the contact button over on xflnewsroom.com or profootballnewsroom.com or pfnewsroom.com or even cflnewsroom.com. Did I mention tslnewsroom.com and fcfnewsroom.com? You can hit this contact button and get right to the ref himself. So if you hate me, that's how you get to me. If you love me, sign you up. We want to hear from you. But if you have some concerns, if you have some comments, That's really what we want to hear. Also, we're always looking for new members for XFL Newsroom, CFL, TSL, Pro Football Newsroom, whatever you want to call it. If you're a writer, if you're a podcaster, hit that button. Let us know. We're always looking to add new people. And now that we're expanding, it's more important than ever. All right, so we're not frozen. I just had to make sure that we're not frozen here. That never like to see that happen. And now I learned a lesson to make sure that I don't hit the auto end piece on the stream. All right, so that was kind of our cool announcement. We didn't wait to the end. If that's what you're waiting for, you can buzz off. We're not going to tease you to the end like some of these other guys do. We just come right out with it. It's funny. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and the world amazes me. And we have a lot of enemies. We have a lot of friends. But I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. Me, I'm a positive guy. I'm always looking happy. Even when I'm upset, I'm having a good time. And we got into a conversation about somebody we went to high school with. And I wish I could show the picture. I just don't want to be mean. But we were looking at this guy, and I've never seen a face that's trying so hard to look happy. I mean, you could just see there's misery in his face. You could go on social media, maybe show off a new t-shirt, try to smile, and you can see the hurt in their eyes. And that's unfortunate. I never like to see that. I almost want to reach out to some of these people and say, hey, think a little bit better. Feel better. It feels better. Life is too short. Have a good time. But I mean, if you ever look at yourself and look at a picture of yourself and just see misery in your face, I assume if you're taking a picture like that, if you're taking a selfie and you take the picture, you know yourself well enough to see that does not look like a real smile. That looks like a sad, sad man, broken down, beaten down, sad, hurts to wake up kind of man. And I hate to see that. So if you ever look in the mirror, if you ever take a selfie of yourself and you just say, wow, there's no way that this picture could pass off as a person that actually has an enjoyable life, reach out to me. I want to help you. The answer is always yes. And that goes out to our enemies. I know, here's the thing I know, and I don't consider them enemies, but they absolutely consider me an enemy. I have no enemies. I'm best friends. I would have all of them on this show. I would go have a beer with all of them. And one day when the XFL championship finally happens, I'm sure we'll meet up and I will be friendly. I'm always friendly. Sign us up. It's Bud 30. But again, put a little bit of a happy face on every now and then. I mean, hey, we got out of a crazy year. Speaking of which, I went to the grocery store, and for the first time in over a year, I didn't wear a mask. It was great. It was wonderful. That comment might get me in trouble with some folks, but I don't care. And it's not that I'm a big anti-mask person. I've already had COVID. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm inoculated. We ate. So no more masks for me unless they ask me or it is mandated. I'm not a rule breaker. I'm a little bit of a heartbreaker, but not a rule breaker. But let's look at some news. Let's move over to the Spring League. So this is a name that some of you guys might remember, at least the NFL guys might remember. He was a part of the Super Bowl champion winning Saints. But for the XFL folks, you might remember Garrett Hartley from last year. He was set to be the kicker for the Seattle Dragons, only to have that ripped away from him at the last moment when the league's doctors wouldn't clear him. His own doctors cleared him, but the league doctors wouldn't. You might remember this heartbreaking Instagram story that he posted right after it happened. But we're not going to look at the bad news. We're going to look at the good news. So let's jump in here. So the Spring League Sea Lions, which this is their first season, well, they've added my man Garrett Hartley to the team. We're probably going to see him a little bit later this afternoon. I think the kickoff is about an hour and a half from now on Fox. That's huge. I mean, let's take a time out real quick. The Spring League, people give the Spring League a hard time. Some of it's rightfully so. Some of it, I mean, is just the internet being the internet. But I mean, they got a deal on Fox. Every game, for the first time in league history, every game is going to be televised. And we're not talking about being televised on CMT or Access or something like that. We're talking Fox, Fox Sports 1 and Fox Sports 2. And majority of them on Fox and Fox Sports 1. Only a few on Fox Sports 2. Not to mention that the championship game is going to be broadcast on Fox. Regular over-the-air free TV Fox. That's huge. Sorry if I'm blowing out you guys' ears. We're going to get better at this. We're going to live. We're going to learn, get bigger, stronger, better than ever before. But you got to have a little hiccups along the way, or it wouldn't be fun. I wouldn't have a Sign Me Up Saturday if we didn't have a technical glitch. If we got all the way through a Sign Me Up Saturday and it was at the last minute, I would almost need to force one. I would need to force it. I am a perfectionist. But part of that is me wanting a damn glitch in my episodes. At this point, it's almost a running gag. Sign us up, right? Sign me up Saturday. Excuse me. So anyway, we're going to go back to this. Garrett Hartley is joining the Sea Lions. I mean, that's pretty big news. It's great to see these guys get a shot, right? That's what the Spring League is for. It's for guys to get a shot, to continue their careers, to showcase their skills, to get more footage. And I mean, now they have the opportunity to be on national television. You can make the argument that the league treats it a little bit more like a camp instead of a professional league. And I would agree. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to run from that argument. But I will counter the argument by saying you have to start somewhere, right? What we're seeing with the Spring League and Fox, it could be looked at as a pseudo experiment, right? Fox is gambling by putting the Spring League on TV, but they're also learning a lot, right? Basically, if you were to put a football league on television where the teams are not associated with any cities and there's no fans in the stands and there's little to no advertisement, what is the minimum turnout? And I mean, we're looking at that. We're seeing that. So we'll move. We're actually going to move over to this tab. No, we're not going to move over to that tab. We're going to go. Well, we're just going to talk about their ratings. We don't necessarily have to pull it up, but we're going to pull it up. Let's see. Where are these ratings? Right here. So get out of here. The ratings. So what does that turnout look like? Well, last week, we pulled in over 400,000 viewers. The week prior, we pulled in 448,000 viewers. The first week, 380,000 viewers? So we're going up. We're staying steady. We might hit that 500,000 mark. And again, this is great news for both the Spring League and Fox. Again, little to no advertising, no merchandise. Teams are not associated with cities. Tickets are little to none. They're not even available in Houston, at least until the championship game. We'll talk about that here shortly as well. You're pulling in over 400,000 people on broadcast TV. That's more than I pull in. That's more than anybody that complains about them pulls in. Right? People would die to have 408,000 viewers on their podcast, their YouTube channel, even their website. People would die for that. I would love to have 408,000 views on my YouTube video. I'm not going to have it. Probably not for a long time, if ever. But people will complain about anything. This, to me, is a great sign for the league. I think that these numbers will probably stay steady for the rest of the season, right? Again, we only have 2.5 weeks left. But then that big championship game, June 16th, at Rice Stadium. So the home of the Spring League South Division, Rice Stadium, will be hosting the championship game, which came as a little bit of a surprise for some of the folks. They expected it to be Lucas Oil Stadium. One, it's a dome. It's got a roof. We've already seen a few rain delays here in Houston. But two, the bigger one, they're the only venue that has been selling tickets this season. Well, not anymore. Tickets are available. Tickets are available right now to the Spring League Championship game. And they have two options. So let's just jump over to this bad boy now. So we have a $30 general admission ticket. Basically, you pay $30, you sit wherever you want. Not bad. But we have this VIP sideline pass. 250 big ones, though. Not much information on what you get and what that means, but I think we can speculate. You're going to be sitting on the sidelines for $250. And now, if you are that invested, if you really want to go see the Spring League, or maybe this is your chance to get on the field and enjoy a game, I mean, this is your opportunity. We're going to be at this game. I don't know if we're going to spring for the $250. We're working on getting media credentials. So we're going to be doing some live streaming, some covering of the events while we're there. But as always, you can always get the recaps at tslnewsroom.com. I mean, within minutes, usually after the game's end, you can get the highlights. Sometimes for the late games, we'll put them out in the morning because, I mean, in the last instance, I think it was 1:30 Eastern when the late game ended. So, which we might see another one tonight. The early game starts at 3 Eastern, and the late game is 9 Eastern or 10 Eastern. Let's just take a look here. Again, if you need to know the schedule, we have, you can watch, there's a schedule here with how to watch every game and tickets for the ones that are available. So let's take a look. Today is the 20th. 9 Eastern, Jousters and Generals, and that is going to be a good game. That is going to be a good game. Blues versus Sea Lions has the potential to be a good game as well, mainly in part because the transactions that we saw earlier, just earlier today, actually. So let's take a look at those. So let's take a look. So we have a lot of quarterback action going on this week. So Nick Fitzgerald's leaving the Sea Lions, but he's jumping to the Blues. So he has the opportunity to take on his former team this afternoon in just an hour and 20 minutes or so. I'll tune in for that alone, let alone this is going to be a good game. As we talked about, Garrett Hartley, he got signed. We talked about him a little bit earlier, but see, Nick Fitzgerald dropped by the Sea Lions, picked up by the Blues. Now, if you don't know, the Blues, they've had a little bit of a quarterback problem this year. They were originally supposed to have Eric Dungy, former Dallas Renegades backup quarterback. But he was unable to make the Spring League season due to a Bengals minicamp, and I mean, it worked out for him. He ended up getting signed by the Bengals, and that's exactly what the Spring League was created to do. He didn't get a shot to play yet. But I mean, they're happy, he's happy, I'm happy. But that's the Blues have been in a bit of a situation. My man, Ted Cottrell, former defensive coordinator for the Houston Roughnecks, used to work for the Detroit Lions as well. Well, he's heading up these Blues, and you know what? His luck might start changing this week with a new man behind QB, DeAndre Francois. He took a little bit of an injury last week, so he's heading on out of the team. But again, 3 more weeks for the South Division. Starting today, we're getting past that halfway point. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a great one. But, I mean, if we look at the games last week, not last week, but the early games, the Thursday games, that lineman game, where is it? We got to find it. Let let's just go here. Scores. The linemen are looking flippin' scary. First overtime game, both the linemen and the Conquerors are looking scary. But we had our first overtime game in the spring league. I'm not going to lie. When it comes to their overtime rules, it was a little confusing. You could tell the coaches, as we could see right here, they were not exactly sure what's going on. But they got it done. At least the linemen got it done. But I think we're getting to that point. The teams are gelling, and things are really starting to work out for the spring league. Let's see. What else do we want to talk about here? Well, we're going to let's talk about this actually real quick. We're going to go to our friends up north, 3downnation.com. If you're into CFL news, I don't know if anybody could do it better than they do. Run by Justin Dunk, John Hodge. There's a bunch of great writers, podcasts on the site. So if you're interested in getting into the CFL, they're probably a good resource. Not to knock CFL newsroom and all, but I mean, I give credit where credit's due. Some people will hate on them for their own reasons, but in my mind, I like them. Sign them up. So we're not going to go there. Catherine Raichie, you might remember her as director of football operations, at least for a short time, for the Tampa Bay Vipers. Well, she shortly left, bounced from the Vipers over to the Philadelphia Eagles, and now, due to that move, she has become the highest-ranking football operations female in NFL history, becoming the vice president of football operations for the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Canadian. She also used to work for the Toronto Argonauts as well. So, 32 years old as well. That is young. 32-year-old Raichie has been promoted to vice president of football operations by the Philadelphia Eagles. It's the same role at the exact age Andrew Berry held until the Cleveland Browns hired him as their general manager. In her new role, she'll be involved in all areas of football operations and player personnel, including pro and college scouting, contract management, player and staff development, and football research. She previously served as the Eagles' football operations and player personnel coordinator for the last 2 seasons. So again, that is the role that she left the Tampa Bay Vipers to pursue, and it seems to be paying dividends. At only 32, she's the highest ranking football operations female in NFL history. So that's a good sign us up from there. Alouettes, not the Argonauts. Sorry, I apologize. I'm still getting acclimated to the CFL history, so I apologize. But if you are a CFL historian, writer, podcaster, let us know. Hit that contact button over at CFLnewsroom.com. We want you on the team. And we're the good guys. We're having fun guys. We're not the always having a bad time guys. Sign them up. All right. So that's basically, I just wanted to look over that stuff. Now, we kind of alluded to it. I don't know if it was in the first part, the second part, but we had a little bit of Alliance news. So we're going to jump over here. So if you are a fan of the AAF, a couple of the former staff members are working on a documentary, and it looks like it's about to be released soon. I don't know if there's an actual release date on August 10th. So it is directed by Stephen Potter. It's featuring Aaron Evans, Alex Orndorff, a whole bunch of guys here. 1091 Pictures, 1091pictures.com. Check them out. We're going to take a look at the trailer here. So let's, I watched it last night. It was pretty dang good. Let's take a look here. So apparently, you know what I did here. All right. That is on me. Again, it wouldn't be a sign me up Saturday if we didn't have a technical glitch. So let's try this one more time.
On February 5th, There are tens of millions of Americans that stop watching professional sports and stop playing fantasy altogether.
The Alliance of American Football wants to change that.
The Alliance sold a fucking dream.
Yeah, it's going to be a brand new professional football league launching a week after the Super Bowl. And they say that they have cutting edge technology, that they're going to change the sports gambling landscape, and they're going to make the game faster and safer than the NFL. So we'll see.
He's a dreamer, plane crash survivor.
The brains behind the operation. His name was Charlie Ebersol.
He's funny.
And I think depending on who you talk to, he's either sort of the Willy Wonka of this entire thing or one of the most hated people in spring football.
We all worked 24/7, night and day for the first 3 months until February 9th.
And they're saying, this is too good to be true.
Why can't we just figure this thing out and get good business and good football and put it together?
Just focus on selling tickets. Just put butts in seats and you'll still have your job.
Charlie Ebersol thought he could walk right into NBC or Fox.
He was a little bit larger than life. He drove around with the chauffeur when Uber and Lyft were readily available.
We couldn't wait for that first check to hit. We were getting paid cash.
The first little PR stunt came out, said, hey, you know what? Just had a little bit of glitch in the numbers. Don't worry about our payroll.
Is that true?
Payroll?
How could you possibly, after week one, fail to pay the players?
I've seen a figure of $20 million. That's what they invested.
It's kind of hard to spend money when maybe the FBI is seizing your assets.
This was the Fire Festival of Sports. A complete disaster.
I think we reached full circus mode on March 25th when Charlie started to interact with Eminem.
It's crazy that it's downplayed like this, but these are world-class athletes.
We went from brand new equipment, halftime at the Super Bowl, to stop taking our hot sauce because we can't afford to replace it anymore.
Breaking news tonight in Birmingham, the Alliance of American Football has suspended operations.
I just moved us all the way across the country. We just bought a house. I just lost my job.
You have no idea the amount of lives that you have screwed over.
It was all over in the blink of an eye.
Hey, where's the camera? Let me show you something. Man, can somebody roll me one? Like, we really gotta talk.
I mean, I got to check that out. So Alliance is Broken comes out, August 10th. You can get some more information over at 1091pictures.com. Once it is available, we'll probably post over on XFL Newsroom or profootballnewsroom.com just to keep you updated there. And once it comes out, maybe we'll do a review. I mean, it looks very well done. It looks very professional. And, I can't complain about that. What do you guys think? Are you going to be checking out this documentary? Man, I'm really bummed out that we had to split this in 2 streams. Again, never again. I will learn. Don't hit that auto end button. That's a bummer. But yeah, let us know down in the comments below. Let us know in the chat if you're going to be checking this movie out. We're going to be checking it out. Speaking of checking things out, I mean, I was surprised at watching the Young Rock. I didn't have very high expectations. But if you haven't checked it out and you like good sitcoms, maybe a fan of wrestling, it's worth a trick. It's worth a try. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It just got picked up for its 2nd season as well. So it's coming back. It ended off with The Rock, or Young Rock, showing up in CFL. Let's see if we can see if that clip is on YouTube. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe not. No, we'll probably get in trouble for trying to show it anyway. But let's, you know what, we're going to cap this off with a couple things here. Let's take a look at Melfar Superstar. Again, I'm from Detroit. Melfar used to play for the Lions. These commercials, I used to see them all the time when I was a kid. I don't know if Melfar Superstar is still around, the car dealerships, but if you've never seen these are worth checking them out. Look at this guy.
Our dealer is celebrating the new year with a spectacular $1 million used car super sale.
Never have I offered such low price for such great used cars at Melfar Ford and Melfar Liquor Maker McClure. Look what you can buy for just $49 down.
Both volumes going, but we're trying.
83 Escort wagon for only $89 a month.
I want that car. $89 a month. $129 a month.
Thunderbird for $159 a month.
Man, now I'm thinking about Mr.
Luxury and comfort. Look at what you can buy for just $1,000 down. This 84 Lincoln Town Car, this 83 Cadillac Eldorado for $189 a month. This 85 Lincoln Continental for $279 a month. And my special of the week, this sporty Pontiac Fiero for $129 a month.
All right. Mr. Allen commercial. Oh, man, I haven't seen Mr. Allen forever. I don't know if this place is still around either. 29 or 2 for 50. Hell yeah.
This guy's stuff is good. Whoa, we need some man Mr. Allen.
Yo.
Shut you up.
Get me as Yukon, Puma, Fila.
29 or 2 for 50.
Witness DKNY, 3-1 Apollo Gucci.
29 or 2 for 50.
Kids Converse, Fila, or K-Swiss.
29 or 2 for 50.
I think we've gone down.
Mr. Allen.
We're going down a path here, man. We're getting far off of the XFL news here, but hey, whatever. We're having a good time. Let's take a look at this. This is another one. I don't know. You probably heard it in the intro. I cannot get this song out of my head. It's from the old Channel 7 News in Detroit. Oh, yeah.
No holding back now. On the right track now.
Stand up and tell them you're from Detroit. Sign you up.
We build it better right here in Detroit.
That's right, baby.
Together, we're making it in Detroit.
Better than the West Coast, better than the East Coast, better than everywhere in the world.
Stand up and
tell them you're from Detroit. I did move from Detroit, though, for good reason.
Got the spirit. Tell them you're from Detroit. Come on, let's hear it. Tell them you're from Detroit. We're a team that's hometown. There's no town like Motown. You're at the heart of it. Sevens are part of it. Stand up and tell them you're from Detroit.
This is what we do. This is how we kick off a good Sign Me Up Saturday, or I guess wrap it up. I don't know how much else we have to talk about here, but we will do a good little wrap up here. Check out profootballnewsroom.com. If you want all of the news all in one place, check out PF News at PF Newsroom over on Twitter. But if you want that specific news, you can go to at XFL Newsroom, at CFL Newsroom, at TSL Newsroom. And you can follow me personally at The Ref Says. And I don't really say much here. Every now and then I do. Let's see. What was the last thing we're talking? Oh, actually, my wife didn't think I could get Little Caesars to respond to us the other night. Let's take a look at this. Excuse me. Yeah. And this is true. I love a good Little C's. Again, I'm a Detroit boy. The Ilitch family owns the Red Wings. They own Little Caesars. I love the Red Wings. I love Little Caesars. So I had to say, I have a big dilemma. My wife says that if Little Caesars doesn't come through tonight, we can't order from them ever again. Don't let me down. Hashtag pizza. Well, as you can see, first they came. Let's see. Please let us know how your delivery goes. Will do. I have faith in you. Before we get to my wife's commentary, this is what I had to say. I said, okay, Little Caesars, I'm going to be straight with you. It wasn't your finest outing, but it was far from your worst. The wife isn't sold yet, but I'm still on the pizza train. Now, I'm not going to lie. It doesn't look like great pizza, but it tasted fine. Now, my wife, she's very concerned about the undercarriage, and she has a problem with this. I thought it was great. I'm still on the Little Caesars train. Pizza. Sign me up. So, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap things up. We got about an hour left until the Spring League kicks off. Again, 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox. We have the Blues taking on the Sea Lions. 9 p.m. Eastern, a little bit later, we have the Jousters and the Generals on FS1. So, you can follow live at TSL Newsroom over on Twitter. We'll be giving you all the live recap as it happens throughout the game. We're also going to be dropping recaps right as the games end. And then next week, we have action on Thursday. Alphas and Conquerors, Aviators, and Linemen kick off Friday. And then Saturday, we have General Sea Lions, Jousters, Blues, which takes us into the last week of the season. Friday games, Blues and Generals, Sea Lion, Jousters, kicking it off on Saturday. We have the Conquerors and the Aviators early at noon on Fox. Alphas and Linemen, 8 p.m. Eastern on FS2. But that takes us all the way to the championship game, baby. Saturday, June 19th. Still don't know the teams. 3 p.m. Eastern on Fox. And if you want to go check out the game, Rice Stadium, Houston, Texas, not Houston tickets, but what I was going to say, tickets on sale now. If you go there and you see me, make sure to say hello. I'll probably be wearing the ref shirt. Probably be doing it. I'll be representing. But thanks everybody for joining. Like I said, it was a little bit glitchy, but the next time we'll have the cracks a little bit sealed up a little bit more. But sign you up. Thanks for joining. Have a good day, and we'll see you online.